Girl-alives and bros, welcome to Let's Address It. Okay, so this is where the controversy, confusion, and cultural chaos gets handled properly. Baby, I address past and present scandals, common misconceptions and internet myths, wild viral moments, and old drama that still needs resolution. The things people think they understand until we dig deeper. If it's wild, weird, or wrong, baby, we're pulling up the timeline, the document, and the receipts with some grown woman commentary. Because I address it all, you might as well just call me Miss Addie. Let's get into this mess. This product is so important because not only is it produced with care, but it actually has proven results. There have been over 10,000 units of this sold. The company name is shareabutters.com, and this was developed with love by a woman who simply wanted to help her beautiful daughter as she recovered from the devastating effects of cancer, chemo, and radiation burn, and has helped many others with fading stretch marks, eczema, and many other skin issues. Check out the website as it has tons of other valuable products. Check it out. There will be a link and a discount code pinned in the comments section of this video.
Experience the ultimate in feminine care with the Sweet Yoni Lavender Puji Gel Wash. This soothing, lavender-infused formula ensures freshness and comfort all day, elevating your hygiene routine. Click the link and shop now.
Nobody is above blocking. You stress me, I block you. You give me attitude, I block you. You come on my page, talk crazy stuff, I block you. You don't like me, me don't like you, I block you. It's real life.
What is going on, Vibers? You already heard it. It's real life. We about to get into some real mess, okay? Welcome back to my beautiful Vibers. I hope everybody is doing good. Listen, I am so excited about this stream, okay? We have her, okay? The lady of the hour, the one that has had her feet on Umar's dusty ass neck, honey, for a couple of weeks now, and it has been amazing and beautiful to watch and a long time coming. Shout out to Kimmy J. Thank you so very much for coming through for your girl with the super sticker. I definitely appreciate it. And to Sexy RN, CCRN, she said, hit that like button and support by sharing the live. Let's go ahead and get it to it. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on up, and we're going to get right into it. If you're on Patreon, you can still go to that thread and pop some questions in. You guys didn't have a lot, but I do too. So it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's bring our girlfriend up here. Hey, girl-a-la.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good now, girl. Glad to have you in the house so that we can cook this chicken, honey. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. So you have been on a whirlwind tour. What is going on? How like is it been crazy for you?
It has been. I have so many interviews, and I have a short time, to get them done. I don't know if I'm gonna do them all, but everybody's been reaching out for an interview. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, we certainly do appreciate you gracing us with your presence. I definitely appreciate it. But I know that this topic, as much as some of it is like salacious and it tickles some people, but it's still serious because we still have his mother, we have women at risk, we have people's pocketbook at risk, and ultimately we may even have another generation of women at risk that he might be setting his sights on. So let's go ahead and get, the beginning of this interview off. And let's start with how you met him. What was your first impression of him?
So I met Umar. Well, I sent Umar a text, sent him 2 texts. He responded each time. It's a real generic response. Then he hit me back out of nowhere. I'll say that was in like late October. He wanted me to set up an event for my city, Kansas City, Missouri. And he didn't tell me that he had already been here before. So I didn't know that he had already been here and what the situation was with those, who he was with last time. But he asked me to set up an event. The event was free. He asked me not to tell anybody that he wasn't going to charge me. I was cool with that. We looked at a couple places. Place offered up historical theater, Black theater, in order for him to perform. He came, he did the show, was pretty remarkable as far as the turnout. And after that, we worked close together. We had to go up to pick him up from Nebraska. So we went up there to pick him up. We drove him down, got a feel for him. I got a kind of like an overall idea of what type of person he was. He was not what I expected from the internet, but he seemed, pretty okay. A little quirky, but I attributed that to his intellect. But we did the event. The event was fine. He was pretty much not like real requesting a whole lot. We had some like an incident coming down, like with him stopping at the store, and I was kind of side-eyeing that. I'm just looking at different things to give me like an idea of what type of person he was. So after the event, he had selected somebody to help him take pictures, like hold the phone and take all of these pictures. And so one of the girls did. After the event, we dropped him off at his hotel. And then I went home. I texted him to thank you, for coming and letting us do the event. And he hit me back with, you should come and rub my back. I'm condensing this for time's sake, but basically, you should come and rub my back. And I was like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. And then I wasn't even looking at him like that. I was like, coming off of a 4-year, sustaining, I won't call it self because I was just sustaining. And I was just playing with the idea in my head, like him, not necessarily going there, but just him. And, we picked him up the next day. We went out to eat lunch. He slipped his hand under the table and he grabbed my thigh and squeezed it. I was like, oh. And so I was like, again, playing with this idea, like, do I like him or, do I want to snap out? So I kind of was like, I might give him a try. Like you always tell yourself, he's not your type, but that might be just what you need. And, so we just continued talking. He left. He went back to Philly and we just kept talking. This is in December. So we talked clear up to March. March was my first time I flew out there to visit.
So listen, when you said that he was not quite what you were expecting, what was it? Like, what did you expect versus what you got?
Not to pass too much judgment, but you know how you look at
past judgment.
At certain things, you look at a man's teeth, you look at his shoes, you just, you look at him over. I looked at his luggage. I was just eyeing him, giving him a once over. What he was wearing was not like what he had on stage. So he just seemed like a normal guy. And,
not the conscious Ifatunde, just a regular dude. No, and when you say quirky, right? Because I get what you mean. Some people that are super intelligent, they're weird, right? So you were thinking that it's weird, but is it just something? But now you feel like it was something else.
Exactly. So I got that feeling that something might be a little bit not right when we were in the gas station. We went into the gas station. He went to the bathroom. I was walking around. It was a guy with some wigs. He was coming through from Florida. And I was like, hey, I love your wigs. And we were just talking. So he came out. I think this is when it dawned on me that he might be known a little bit more than what I had thought he was. I knew he was on the Breakfast Club, but I never seen this man before. I never came up on my feeds, anything. My son.
Okay, so you didn't get familiar with Umar like we did from like Hidden Colors and
No. And then I think it's fair for me to say too, I didn't grow up in America. So there are certain things that, I mean, I've been here since a teen, but my way of thinking, the way that I was raised in the conscious mindset, but it wasn't on the lines of the American conscious community. You know what I'm saying? The community. Like I knew my history and everything, but we weren't, we just didn't tap into certain things.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your ethnicity?
I'm Black.
I know you're Black. I mean, you know, your culture or where you're from.
Yeah, I'm Black. I was born in America and I grew up in Germany.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
I spent a little time there too, Bitburg Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on we were near Panzer Concern. It's true.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of things that you grow up with the culture, you just naturally go into that lane. Well, I didn't look for that lane, the conscious community lane. Like, so I just had the mindset of it, but I wasn't associating with the people, is what I mean.
Right.
So yeah. So when we were in the gas station, the guy was talking to me and I was talking to him, and I was, you know, that's how I knew he was from Florida. And then Umar came around the corner from the bathroom, and the guy was like, "Is that?" And I was like trying to figure out what he was. I was like, "Yeah, that's him." And he walked up, obnoxious. He was he was buying things at the gas station, like off of a menu. Like there were all kinds of things. You know how they have all this stuff at the gas station. He was like, "Let me get that. Let me get 2 of those. What is that? What's that made out of?" And there's people going like lined out the door, like they're trying to get their gas and move along. So I thought that was a little inconsiderate. And then the guy was like, "Oh man," he was waiting in line, like waiting for him to get done. And when he turned around, he got all his stuff. The guy said, "Hey man," and dapped him up and everything. And he gave him he was kind and everything. But when we got in the car, he was like, "Man, why would he call me out like that? And all of these people are in the gas station." I was like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking like that. I was just trying to, yes, that's him." And no, you're cool. But why would he just call me out like that and all that, you know? And, you know, I'm a revolutionary and I'm like, "You're 6'3", but I just left it at that. Like,
wait, so so as much as this dude obviously wants the attention, because he on every podcast that you can think of, live talk. I mean, he don't even care how he go live as long as he's visible. He'll carry. Look, he's out there. So, but he don't want nobody talking to him in public, calling him out in public.
Like that man is just trying to, he was showing him an immense amount and he was a cool guy. I was talking to him before him. He was a cool guy and he just got upset. And a lot of times I may have read something wrong. So I was trying to understand where he was coming from, but I was like, no, he was just showing you love. But I didn't think none of it went on to the event.
Okay.
The other thing that I thought was odd is that there was a 12-year-old boy that was there. Rest in peace. Jarrell McGeechee, he a junior. He is a phenomenal little boy. And we were trying to set all of these events up. Once I talked to the dad about Umar coming, he was like, "Well, yeah, we can start bringing in everybody." So Umar was not supposed to be the last person, but there was a tragedy. The father, I've been working with this man, everything. I didn't see anything, but the father had ended up unaliving himself. Well, unaliving the boy, the mother, and himself. So Umar, when he was there, didn't really want to have anything to do with the little boy. He didn't want to have anything to do with him. He was an up-and-coming orator, so, you know, he wanted to get in Umar's face. He wanted to meet him and everything. He stayed in his room. He didn't want to have, we got him a nice dressing room. He didn't want to have nothing to do with the little boy. He took a picture with him, and it was like, you know, he had a little bit of a funny mindset about, I did an introduction to the little boy before he came out. and he spoke just because he has a phenomenal like resume at like 12 years old. So I did that before he came out. We were introducing each speaker, but he was opening for Umar. And we asked him if that was okay. But he seemed like he had a little bit of a feeling about that. So when this tragedy happened, I was like, oh my God, I called him and I was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened. And he said, I'm going to call you right back. And I said, okay. And then I just went ahead and sent him the text. And he was like, who is this? You know these people? And I'm like, yeah, they're the people from the event. They, you know, he didn't know who they were. But as soon as I told him the story, he threw it up on Instagram.
What?
Yeah, he didn't consider the family. I was talking to the grandmother. I was talking to the mother's mother. I was talking to the father's mother. They're giving me information because they had some feelings about some things. It was just really odd. And they just shut down talking to me. After he put it up on Instagram, they were like, they shut down everything. They didn't even tell me when the funeral was.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah, you're just taking everything and trying to expose, you know, and I didn't come to them like that. And then we had the same issue with the mother of the little girl, the black girl that got hit by the boy and then broke the nose. And we were trying to get her to come to the event, and she was just like, you're just trying to, you know, expose the story for, you know, your own personal. And I was like, no, I'm not like that. We're just trying to get a place to speak on these things. Ralph Yarbrough, the little boy that got shot in the head, we tried to give him, you know, his family a space because it was a black rally. But after Umar dealt with them, they just felt like it was just, you're trying to just basically take the story and use it for your own personal gain.
So they were able to peep his energy out really quickly. Yeah, I noticed that men typically, depends on the type of man though, because you got some men, I don't like to use the whole alpha and beta thing because I know it's taken out of context, but what is considered the beta male, they follow him. Alpha males tend to see right through him. They don't respect him. They don't trust him right away. And it's like immediately, he's that nigga on the corner to them. But these other guys, they be dick riding and they all up in his, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I think that's attributed to a lot of these males not having strong black males around them. So they don't understand the false bravado versus the real thing. And
or they could just be bitches too.
Yeah.
Let me stop. So listen. So get us to, how did you guys progress to like being, but you know, before that, when you reached out to him initially, right? What exactly, you know, how did you guys get from whatever it was that you texted him about to becoming friends? Did it happen faster than normal? Or was it ever like, is he, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I was on him. Like I was not on him like I wanted him. I was on him like he's like MLK or Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew so much after I had been watching his lectures, but none of his personal life. So when I met him, I was even in the car, like, I'm going to pace myself. I'm not going to ask him all this stuff, you know, but I was firing stuff off and I was like, well, what about this? And what do you think about, you know? So when we first started like chatting friendly, he wanted to talk more on like a sexual vibe. And I was like,
wait, immediately? He didn't waste no time?
Because he had already hit me with come to the room, and I was like, I don't do that. You know, I don't sleep with men when I first meet them. That's just me. I don't care who you are, you know. Right. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, you want me to stay another day? And I was like, yeah, you can. That don't mean
So
you
hold on, baby. So his assumption was that you was gonna get right to it, because I
yeah,
was,
just like his followers. They just think that, oh, how could she not have one Umar? Like
and
Umar
that's indicative of, like my husband was saying, because I forgot, I believe, I don't think it was you though. I think it was another young lady that was speaking that was saying that, because that's a very consistent story, that as soon as people connect with him, he immediately starts to hit on them and assumes. And then my husband was like, yeah, he said, because these women be going.
yeah,
He was like, he's not getting a lot of rejection.
these events, the way that these women be throwing themselves, it was a woman that fell up the stairs. Now, you know, that's pretty damn hard to do, to fall up some stairs. I mean, like trying to get to the stage. And I, bless her heart, I knew she was embarrassed. But I was like, I thought that maybe I didn't understand how big he was or something, because I was like, what? I mean, I had to do a little bit to pitch people to come, because in my city, some people didn't know who he was. We don't have a big conscious community out here.
Yeah.
But I didn't, there was like even the women at work, they was like, so, you know, and I was like, no, it wasn't nothing like that. But people just assume that you got to want him.
Yeah, that's the part. I mean, there was a time, I think, early on where he might have been considered someone attractive. I remember women saying that he was attractive. I want to say like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. But something happened, and all of a sudden, I don't understand why some still say it. But I think it's kind of like, you know how women go after the pastor or the boss. It's that power dynamic.
Yes, it's very much that. It's very much like the pastor of the church. Like that dynamic with women. Oh my God, that's a wonderful way of explaining it. And I didn't feel that. I felt like, oh my God, this dude is going down in history books. Like I gotta know everything about him. Our texts, if he ever released it, our texts are me asking him about things. Like if you got him on a podcast. There was a sexual undertone to it, because I knew he liked me. And I was thinking, well, this is a good guy for me. You know, he's got all these degrees. He's an intellect. But I wasn't getting any of that the intellect. I even asked him about things like just about diagnosis. You know, I never brought my son, because I'm very protective of my kids. It was always just something about him that just wasn't hitting. My son didn't want to meet him at the event. He was like, I'm going to the car. I thought he was avoiding him because he thought that he was going to try to psychologize him. But he was like, I don't want to be bothered. And then his dad, who was very much like Umar, he was like, don't put him next to my son. And I was like, well, I'm going to, you know, because we need to get somewhere. And I thought this was the guy. But yeah, our conversation was, yeah, okay, send me a picture of you in some shorts. And I was like, okay. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I ain't never did nothing like that before. And then I started thinking about like stress relief and all that other stuff. I said, this will be good for me. He's not in the city, because I can't really date here because of who my ex is. I'm like, I can't date here, and I don't want to date here. This will be great. I can go out there. We can have our time together, and then I come back home and I can work on what I'm working on and do, you know, my job. He won't be up under me. He won't smother me, and I'm not going to smother him.
Okay, so let's be grown, right? So it sounds like you was like, okay, I don't want to be with him, but he's single, I'm single. We can have a little sneaky link. That was what you were thinking.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then it won't take me off of, because I'm working on, at the time I was working on a project. I have so much stuff going on, and plus I work. I have, you know, kids. I'm in the community. I literally be in the community, and then I work with women also. So I'm doing a whole lot of stuff. I really don't want the responsibilities of being somebody's wife or a man. Like I don't want to tend to them, you know?
Yeah.
So so I was like, this would be cool. And then it was private. I love something private. So
okay.
It was wonderful.
Okay, so you were thinking, okay, so he's important, so he's not gonna put my pictures out there. My business is supposed to say this should be a safe space. And there's some intellect here.
Yes.
He's doing some revolutionary things, and he's single, so why not? Okay, so I mean, if both of y'all single, look.
Yeah, he asked at the table when we had that lunch. He was like, "How do you feel about plural marriage?" I'm in a different area of my life, so I'm not trying to do certain things like a young woman is. I've already crossed all of those. So I was like, well, I mean, if he's going to be there, but somebody else is going to do all of the tending to, that would give me the benefit of having, because everybody's always been like, you need to get married. I have never wanted to get married.
Okay.
Umar is not the only, the first man that we went down this road. Mine not wanting to be married started way before him. It's not anything bad. It's just, that's not where my head was. And I told him that. And he was like, well, what do you think about plural marriage? I said, I might consider it because then he's not on me, like in my face. You can, I was just playing with the idea in my head. So, yeah, that wasn't a problem for me. But he asked me like to send the pictures in the shorts. I didn't want better. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and send a picture. And I sent a picture and everything just kicked off from there.
Did he send some pictures back, girl?
No.
He didn't.
No.
Girl, now you're supposed to get your pictures first.
I'm not that seasoned in that area, but I was like, oh my God, I did it. Like I was just like a schoolgirl. And my friend was like, you nasty. Like, girlfriend was like, you nasty. What would you do? I said, I'm grown. I had no fun. My ex was the person that he's like known. So he's like living life. I was at home with the kids. So I wanted to, get out and do my thing. But yeah, I tripped up with that, but I did end up taking a picture of him.
Okay. So good. At least you got one.
Oh, yeah.
But that's interesting that he put you in a position of vulnerability that he wasn't. Did you ask for a picture though?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay. Well, that's different because if you would have asked and he would have said no, bless you, that would have been different. So you never really asked for a picture. So
and I'm not like one of those girls that like male like strippers and stuff like that. That's like feminine. I don't want to see any man like winding and gyrating.
I feel you.
I'm just not that person. So I felt that would be kind of feminine if I don't know. But that's
you don't want to see you don't want to see the men. I don't like to see men in bikini drawers and they look like they got on panties.
I don't like that. Like when he be raising that eyebrow and dudes be licking their lips. I
was gonna say he does do. He is kind of goofy to me, like the little eye raise thing and how he stares into the camera.
Yeah,
I'm like, boy.
I don't like stuff like that. Some girls love it, but I don't.
I don't like it either. So was he charming? If he was, give me an example. Like, was he seductive? Like, what was it like getting to? What was it like?
It was one of those things, but I felt girl, I really just thought I was about to slut out a geek. Like, I had the wrong idea in my mind. I was so confident about things. I was like, yeah, I'm this, like I can do this, or I would want to do this. Not I can do this, but he was like, oh, okay. We were on that sexual tone. And I was like, I'm going to do all of this and stuff to you. Like I was just texting. And when I got there, he's not he'll call you beautiful and all these other things, like beautiful, gorgeous, sugar. He calls me and his favorite name to call me was Thickums. Okay. And I just thought that was hilarious. So, so he would say kind things. He'd answer all my texts, any questions that I had. I just had him at my disposal and I just used it. you know,
Okay.
for history or otherwise.
Okay.
But when I got out there, when I got to the room, he was not any of those things.
Like, what you mean?
He was like, even all the way up to like when I stopped at Wawa, got the juice and like preparing for him to come because he was coming in from someplace. And I got in the room. Once he walked in the room, he gave me a hug. I had makeup or something. I think I was doing my makeup. And he was like, he's like, you got on makeup, queen? I said, yeah. He said, you got it all over my hoodie. I was like, oops, I'm sorry. And then he said, I be hating that at the events. He took that off. He was like, I be hating that at the events. The girls put makeup all over my dashikis and stuff. And I'm thinking like makeup just comes out of stuff. But
right.
Yeah. So we moved on and we were just chatting and stuff. And he was like, why you got it so dark in here? And he opened up everything up with lights. It was daylight. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we were chit-chatting, and then that's when the rage, he kind of embraced me. He was rubbing on me, and then the rage thing happened. Like he said,
rage.
Yeah, he sat in a chair. I said it was the bed, but it was actually the chair. He sat in the chair. He was taking off his shoes, and he just started raging, like breathing real hard, like angry. So
was he hungry? What was wrong with the Negro?
I didn't ask him. I was just like, do you want something to drink? You want your juice or something? I was trying to get him to come out with it. And he was just looking down, and he was just like, what is wrong with him? And he didn't say nothing. I was sitting on the bed, and I was like, you want to watch Netflix or something? He was like, yeah, we can watch Netflix, and just started talking. It's like he went into that and came out of it.
Oh, interesting.
I've never experienced anything like that before. I don't know what the hell it was about.
Wow. And so at this point, you still aren't thinking, okay, there's a mental issue. You're still thinking that he's just a little quirky, because he's, an intellect. You're thinking at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, the mental, when things start hitting me sideways was that a little bit, but I was like real fearful. I was like, I think he's going to tackle me. And then he came out of it. So that dropped my anxiety.
Wait, it was that kind of rage where you thought he was going to be violent?
Huh?
You thought he was about to be violent with you?
Yeah. Because I didn't know I was like, why is he sitting there? Like, he was like a gorilla. I don't know and I don't know if that's like his thing to get powered up, because that's kind of how sex is with him at that point. But I don't know what it is. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Wait, he get powered. So he's an angry fuck is what you're saying?
Yeah. When I left it to him, like the first time, we didn't talk about nothing but really positions. If you liked hair or no hair, because I don't do well. I just no hair, toys. I was just trying to get in to figure out what I liked. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about stuff like that, but we didn't really talk about like how. And that we kind of agreed upon. Like we were good with that. So, but I didn't know that was the method, like to get him powered up. I know that was like what he did.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
that's crazy.
I just went in to try to calm him down or whatever. He did tell me that he had spiritual work done before he came. So I didn't know what was going on with him.
It's interesting because that's one of the things that I want to talk about. I've been thinking for a long time, just paying attention to him, that he's definitely dibbling and dabbling in some stuff. And I was talking to a friend. I was actually talking with one of my girlfriends about it today. And he does kind of exhibit some of the traits and characteristics of people that are under some sort of possession, right? And especially when you talk about him being angry, if that's powering him up, he may be dealing with some forms of possession. I've always thought, you know how like, and you actually made a post about this. I was just talking about this last week, how he sexualizes Shango.
Yeah.
He calls his his member the
Yeah.
Shango. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, like I know at one point he was saying, he was a Ifa priest or something, and I'm like, there's no way. An Ifa priest would never, never, you know what I mean? They would never. He said that he went to Cuba and got initiated.
Mhm.
I don't believe he's initiated because it makes no sense. But
Yeah,
hearing the story
is not.
Mm-hmm. Can we get to some of that? Because I do want to get to what happened at his mom's house. Because first of all, let me just ask: is his mom in danger?
I believe that she is, and then I believe that she is, and this is the thing with the internet and doing these videos. Because I looked at the comments. Why did she do anything? You don't know what I did. You know what I told you. And if I did do something, I would not announce it on here to give him a heads up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've taken care of the situation, to where I could do. I've done as much as I could do.
Okay. Gotcha.
And yeah, so that's all that I can say. Me attacking his mother and all that. That never.
We know that didn't happen.
Yeah, but the family is. I'm in talks with the family. So if there was something wrong with what I was saying, the family would check me. They'd be like, "Hey, tread light on my mama." But I wouldn't do that anyway. But as far as with the spiritual stuff, is that where you wanted to go?
Well, first, I do want to talk about that, but his mom you do believe that she's in danger?
I believe that she's in danger, and I treated it like I believed that she was in danger. What I did give him was the benefit of the doubt to fix the problem before I come in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much for women. That's one way. Women and kids. That's one way to get me out of my space. I don't like people being hurt, abused, or just not done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to sit back. I'm never going to be okay with that. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that about me. I literally move like that. So
you're a girl's girl. You're a girl's girl.
Absolutely. I help I'm survivors. I work with survivors. I have brought survivors into the city out of bad situations. On my own dime, I drive down, I grab them. And Umar knows this because he's shot me a couple of women that I've called and checked on them, but they just wanted him. They didn't need me.
Mm-hmm.
So I show up to get people out of these situations. You got a safety plan, I can help you make a safety plan. Mm-hmm. But that's what I do. That's one of the things.
Gotcha.
But so I'm very on doing what's right.
Awesome. So walk us through what it was like coming to the house, meeting his mother. Can you, if you don't mind, and if it doesn't harm anything, can you describe the condition of the mom, the home, her sleeping conditions, her eating conditions, whatever you can, to like kind of get us to understand why, this is a serious situation?
Yeah, it's a serious situation because I walked into the house. So he had me, when I got there, he asked me if I could help him with his mother. I said, absolutely. I got there in Philly. He said, well, I'm gonna clean up real quick and then I'm gonna put you in a room. And I said, okay. And I anticipated something might be off by dealing with him, like looking at how he keeps his luggage and stuff like that. I thought he was just a messy guy. And I wasn't too shocked about that part.
Now, this is the second time you mentioned this luggage. You're going to have to tell us what's wrong with this luggage.
This luggage, just certain things. I'm like, you are on the go. You are known. Get new luggage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big deal, but it's just
No, it is. Those are one of those things that women peep.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I am. Like, I'm used to keeping a man, so if certain things ain't on point, I'm like, it's time for new luggage. These look tattered and torn and tore up from the floor. It's get rid of them. But it's okay to him, so that tells a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But I watch stuff like that. But anyway, I got there. I went into the room. He said, I'm gonna send for you in the morning. He said, I'm gonna be over there tonight, and then I'll send for you in the morning. I said, okay. So I get over there in the morning, and he said, when I'm coming like down the street, he's like, get out, be quiet, and come in quick. So I did just that. I came in real quick with my luggage. He didn't help me with that. Another sign, like, we've seen many since then. I know what I'm dealing with. So come in the house, and I meet his mother. The first thing that hits me is the smell. He's not airing out the house. Then after everything comes, the smell. Then I look, and it's just like things piled up to the ceiling. It's not what I expected. Things piled up to the ceiling. The floor was like really bad. Like he was just like, he hasn't mopped since she's been there. Moving around the couch, the furniture, everything is like, it's like dated. It's not what I expected at all. But the worst thing was the amount of stuff. It was just like everywhere. It was stuff everywhere. And for me,
so it's confirmed that this is a hoarder, that this guy is a hoarder for sure. It's kind of been exposed, like the nastiness and the hoarding, but you can concur that that's probably a hoarder situation.
Yeah, I've never been in a situation like that. Sometimes when I walk, and I've never walked into a house like that. I've been in some pretty bad situations. I've been called and but I never walked into anything like that. It's just stuff everywhere. It looks like a storage unit, but there's a pathway, and she's in there. I was just trying to take everything in. And then I'm a minimalist, so it was like really bonkers for me. Yeah. Going from, I like space and air, and it was none of that. So I saw her, and I greeted her. I shook her hand, and the first thing he snapped out was, wash your hands. And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely.
He's telling you to wash your hands when you came into the dirty house? Oh, muffin.
But if you know Umar, you know that these things that don't make sense, he does them because he feels like he can have the power.
Do you feel like some things that he was asking, because, and I know like it might be skipping around, but I kind of feel like some things that he might have been asking you to do or spiritual in nature, but it just didn't seem that way. Like abruptly giving you an order to do something like, go this way, go that way, wash your hands, do that, put that, you know what I mean? Do you feel like looking back that he would basically was like leading you to do things a particular way?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've had to tell him many a times, I'm a grown ass woman. I run, I've run a department. I don't need you to help or to man me. I can man myself. The text messages, and I haven't put those up, is very much when you get off the plane, go downstairs, make sure that you text me what your food is. Then I want you to look out for the Lyft or the Uber and make sure that you check the license plates. Like, sir, I am an adult. I can fare pretty well on my own. This is how you probably, but I don't know if it's because there's nothing. And I always got a feeling like, did I ever give this man any idea that I don't know what the hell I'm doing or that I'm slow? Why is he telling me stuff like this? And it was really bad with caring for her. It's almost like he needs, it's almost like I kept saying that he was trying to reduce me in certain spaces so that he could like be over me. But I don't even think it's that. I think it's just that he wants to see if you can handle control. You know, or maybe it is that he needs to reduce you. But
I think it might be a combination. Like, I think that some of that is his psychological game. Okay, so he is very aware that he is living in squalor and that this is some bullshit. But he's trying to distract you with orders and with doing it like this. So you're going to be so caught up in trying to follow his weird methods that in his mind, you can't see it's shit everywhere. This ain't right, because he's got you trying to figure out, you know, oh my God, I'm making a mistake. So that you can't really see the bigger picture. He's got you majoring in minors.
Absolutely. And so I went upstairs to wash my hands. I don't know why he didn't just let me wash my hands in the kitchen sink, because the kitchen was literally right there. But I went upstairs. He was trying to direct me where the bathroom was. And I was just I went up the stairs and I was just looking around and I was like, oh my God, this is bad. This is really bad.
So the bathroom, there's only a upstairs bathroom.
Yeah. Okay. There is an upstairs bathroom. It's a very good sized bathroom. I'd be happy to have that size. I mean, it's big. And Lennon was saying that he thought that that's the washroom, like there's supposed to be washer and dryers in there, but it doubles as a bathroom. And I got up there and I washed my hands, and it's just the amount of stuff. The amount of stuff is insane. It's like he has things piled up. You can't even take it all in because it's so much of it. The immediates were like the sink was cleaned out, you know, and then the toilet looked tidy. But everything else was just, you could tell that there was hair dye splattered everywhere.
I knew it. I knew he was dyeing his hair and his beard.
So I could see it on his hands now that I look back at the videos. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But yeah, it was hair dye splattered everywhere. There were 3, you know how you have the sits. I don't know if you have kids, but the sits bath, the chairs.
Yeah.
So there were 3 of those lined up. And everything was just like very dated. Like it stopped at the 90s. There was nothing that was up to date, nothing clean, like tidy. Everything was just, he had a baker's rack in the bathroom on the side of the toilet. And it just had an immense amount of products, like from all over the world, all over. And I didn't see this all at that time. I've seen it because I've been in the house.
Right.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff in there.
So how's his mom responding to her environment?
That's the whole thing. So she has MS, so that affects her mobility. But I believe since she has not been on her medicine, that she has slipped into something else that she needs to see a neurologist. She needs to see a neurologist because she's I don't know if incoherent is the correct word, but she's not
cognizant of.
Yeah, she's not cognizant at all. But yeah, she doesn't know. Like when I was like, "Where are your socks at?" She doesn't know where the socks are. She just says things. She's like, "Look upstairs in the room," or not even that. She can't tell you what her children's name is, or you know, just there's. I couldn't lean on her for any help with directing me about anything. She's just she watches television.
Is she able to do anything for herself? Like cook for herself, clean?
No.
She can. How old is she?
She's young. She's 67, I think she said.
Oh my goodness.
67 or 68. She looks well older than that.
Okay.
I was surprised. I seen a young picture of her, which is crazy because it's with Umar in the picture. I know the date by his shoes. I know that's crazy, but by his Air Maxes, those Air Max came out because I got boys. They didn't come out that long ago, and she has had a drastic change in the way that she looks.
Okay. Wow.
So he's taking her off all her meds. She needs to get in to see like a few doctors. And then the time that I was over there for so long, there wasn't occupational therapy, no mobility, no physical therapy. There was nobody coming into the home, to make sure that she was getting these things on a regular basis.
Wow. So, like, what is his temperament with her? Does he seem to what is their relationship seeming like to you?
To be honest, it gives very Norman Bates. Very Norman Bates. Very over the top, the typical thing I've seen with men, like as you date and stuff, like my mom is everything and you're nothing. And but it's over the top. It's like it's almost like it brings alarm, it sounds off alarms. Yeah. She needs to get out of that house.
Yeah.
She needs to get out of that house.
So did Umar talk about the school or anything about how does he live? What does he do for money?
Umar is a collection of thoughts. Like he doesn't follow I don't think he follows any kind of routine. He just basically does things as they pop up. If they are things that he does not like, he avoids them. He waits until he has to deal with them. Like I was there when Anissa came out. He didn't want to deal with that.
What do you mean? Like, what was his initial reaction when it happened? When she popped out on him?
Just ignore it. Ignore it. That's the way he handles things. He handles things with ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't he has an avoidance technique that is just insane. We went through that a whole lot during our time talking. Like you have to get ahead of this and I try to pitch it to him like, do it now so you can do what you want to do versus what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't respond to things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anissa, he didn't want to deal with her. And he stopped. The way I know he doesn't want to talk about something is he'll stop responding. You can text him all out that he's not going to respond.
Does he ever talk about his kids, like visiting them, or I miss my kids, or I need to go I need to do this or with them or something? Does he do stuff like that?
The one time I was in the room and we talked about it came out of thin air. He does stuff like that. He'll bring things up out of thin air. We were watching a series on Netflix and he said, I got to go to court for child support. And I looked at him, I said, okay, when? He told me the date. I said, okay. She wants more money. I said, okay. I said, well, give her the money. And, he said, shut up. And I was like, for real, give her the money. Pay her in a bulk. This is what I was telling him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, she wanted me to marry her. And I was like, then marry her. You looking for two wives any damn way. Marry her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was again, shut up. He was like, well, you watched the movie because I kept in,
Yeah.
When you watch the movie, I'm like, okay, whatever, Umar. Whatever.
Huh. So there's been when this first came out, here's my assessment of this part. And I know I'm skipping around because I'm trying to get to everything without being as redundant. I tried not to watch all of every interview that you did. I only watched like 15 to 20 minutes of each one because I knew that I wanted to have you on. So I didn't want to know everything.
Yeah.
So with Umar and when I heard First of all, I'm sorry for the way he disrespected you. I have never heard a man disrespect a woman especially a man that's supposed to, be respectful. I have never heard a man disrespect a woman's private parts like that before in my life, and you did not deserve that, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry.
People have asked me. That wasn't me. So, but I hear what you're saying, but Umar's worse than that. That was nothing. I was cracking up at that. Umar talks way worse than that.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't him at his max.
So tell us when you've seen him at his max. What is his max smoking like?
The reason why I pay for my way out there and back, because I don't want to be stuck in a place with him to where I can't get out if I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why when he stopped listening to me about his mother, I got out of Dodge, because he'll hurt you about his mom. I got a bloody nose when I was there doing the kitchen. I said that and stuff. He was when he came in, he was coming in from Michigan. And I said, I'm going to do the dishes. I just got my nose. Well, I didn't even tell him I had a bloody nose. I said, I'm going to do the dishes in a minute. He said, why ain't they done? I said, you'll see when you watch the camera. He said, well, tell me now. Why aren't they done? Why aren't they done? He just kept. I said, what the hell is wrong with you? He said, go sit down. I'm not going to do this in front of my mother. I said, okay, Umar. Went over there and sat down.
Girl, so he just
my personality. But I did.
Wow. Okay, so that rant to me, because I was watching you on Lenon, and you were describing, the house, and obviously, you can tell whether a person is like a clean person or whatever by some of the stuff that they say and they carry themselves or whatever. I feel like because your emphasis was on cleanliness and his lack thereof, the reason why he went hard on that was to,
reduce me in that space.
To reduce in that space or whatever. And I also feel like, because I do believe that he plays in the occult, which I'm sure you understand too, he was cursing your womb. He was cursing your privacy. You know what I'm saying? He was doing, that's what he was attempting to do, in my opinion, with his ignorant ass. But just to do that in the presence of, the world, as someone that's supposed to be a principal, opening a school,
he doesn't care,
and all this kind of stuff. Exactly, Scar Beauty.
He called the little girls I heard he called their little girls
riding cookies.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you, baby. I know this ain't gonna last long. I already know.
I heard audio, very disturbing audio of a woman. I can play it for you because I don't know if you heard it, but a woman, in fact, I think I will go ahead and play it for you. There was a woman that came out probably over a decade ago. Yeah. And this woman, let me go ahead and play it for you. This woman basically is saying that Umar sexually assaulted her. And from what I'm understanding and gathering, she may have some mental issues. You can kind of tell when you're listening to the playback that she's got some stuff going on. But I'm gonna let you hear this.
Is this the stroke lady or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So let me actually go ahead and play it. Actually, because I don't want it to be shown on the screen. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if it's shown on the screen. Let me go ahead and put this over here. And this was so disturbing. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I'm trying with the point of them attacking and beating me up. I could tell you I don't care. But the women that are behind me, I don't think that they can take that based off of just coming out of what they've been dealing with him. So I'm trying to take all of that because I can, but the stuff that he's done to them is deplorable.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
people never know.
It's a shame. I've heard so much stuff. So many women. There was another woman on Lennon Honors who said that he basically tried to take her for $500,000. He was trying to mess with the women on the set of the movie. The other lady who thought she was going to develop the menu for the school tried to hit on her. He's really I'm so happy that some of these women are coming out. And I'm gonna say this. To you hoes that might be watching the playback, don't come here trying to attack women that are coming out, okay? The reason why a lot of people that have been victimized or that just have had a bad experience with men don't share is because y'all victim shame and victim blame. Exactly. So you may think somebody was dumb or a fool or whatever you thought, they're not anymore, right? And regardless to how you perceive someone's motivation for coming out or whatever, you got to respect it, because anyone coming out and saying these things and clearing the air helps it, for the next, because like you said, this man got his eyes set on younger women.
These women don't understand. This man breeds in the darkness. So as long as you keep this stuff hidden, you're giving him power. That's why he came at me so hard. He ain't said nothing, because Umar is somebody you have to hit him with the same energy that he comes with you at. But these women that are running around doing his bidding and stuff, lower than a snake belly. That's the filthiest thing ever, because it's given like uncles that used to do terrible things to kids, and the aunties be like, shh, oh, don't say nothing, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. And no, you gotta let that be known. You don't have to put it out there just to be putting it out there, but it needs to go to somebody that can do something about it.
Yes.
To me, you're complacent. So I believe all these women that sit and they allow it, and they've been going hard for them online, I feel like they need to go down with them.
Look, they may as well, because look, if you see this man and you got woman after woman, just like the nature boy thing, like all of these men that do, like when you have woman after woman after woman having the same type of experiences coming out, and when you side with the man, you might as well participate with them. You might as well.
Even the ones that are throwing like, oh, I could never have gotten got by him or whatever. Everybody has an ex. You know what I'm saying? It's something you didn't see in this man until you did. And then when you did better. So it's not like everybody is. I don't know. I don't understand that culture. I don't get it. I've seen some terrible things that men have done to women, and to sit up there and hold out. And some of these women have never even met him. They've never met him.
And they're going hard in the paint. And when I tell you, I am so disgusted whenever I'm watching and they're, oh, I can be next. I wouldn't have did this. And I saw a woman say that she will be the best throat goat. And I'm like, don't you understand that when he gets upset with you, he's going to be talking about you underneath your clothes the same way? Like, these women are out of control.
Umar has sat in a bed and talked to me about so many people and so many things. He does not respect. I'm not telling you this because I'm not trying to take his followers or nothing. That man does not respect snitches. He does not respect tattletales. He does not respect the women that do the most. Even when Anaya A came out, I said, do you want me to say something to her? Or she was still texting him on the low. I said, you want me to check her? He said, no, you being messy. Leave it alone. He doesn't respect that. But it's still yet they think that that's going to buy his grace. And then Umar does not feel emotions like normal people because he has something wrong with him.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's a narcissist. He makes he's nuts.
Yeah, he'll talk like that to me on, in front of everybody. And then ask you later on, what are you cooking for dinner? He doesn't feel things the way normal people. So the things that come about and people are going to be like, oh, you're cold, you're heartless. Umar does not see it like that. He doesn't see emotion or he doesn't feel emotion like normal human beings do. So just, let people take care of them the way they need to take care of them.
So I'm going to play this audio of this woman. This, from what I understand, and friend who sent this to me, correct me, send me a message and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I believe this is over 10 years old. And she obviously she does have some things. She was a stroke victim and she does have some things going on. So it's going to be obvious to that. But from what I'm understanding, and from what people that were around during this time saying that what she's saying that he did to her, when it came to SA, it might have actually escalated her mental state. So she was a YouTuber at one point, and this is trigger warning. This is this is not going to be a little cute video.
Okay.
This is Blue, and I'm coming back at you. I'm keeping it real, and I'm keeping it 100%, and I'm keeping it true. This is a stage name that I have had for some time, a name that I've had for many years. And I happened to run into Dr. Umar Ifantundi, and we began nothing. He entered in to my life and began taking things from me. I found out that he took a program and a lot of information from my program entitled Etiquette for Success. I also found out that he has also been very instrumental in attempting to kill me for the last 4 years. Now, this man goes around town telling everybody what to do and how to do it. But yet I can't get him to leave me alone. He has never showed up for me. He has promised on several occasions that he would show up for me, and he never has. He has promised that, oh, he's my man. He loves me, this, that, and the other. But yet on his Facebook, he puts up another woman with blue lipstick on somebody named Anna. I don't know who that is, but I know that he has told me that he has given her a lot of my information. And I have found that to be true. I have also found it to be true that out there on YouTube, that woman that he got caught with, this conscious stripper, that information that he was sharing with them was my information, copyrighted information that he stole from me. He's a thief,
So I'm going to stop this right here because this is the second person that accused him of trying to steal a business plan or actually stealing some sort of business situation from them.
He steals. If you read Black literature or history, or you just out and you're reading, just a lot of his content is stolen. It's stolen.
Oh yeah.
It's not his own. People are saying he knows how to put it in layman's, but that's not his.
And he lies. Like if you go back, especially, the reason why Hidden Colors was successful, one of the reasons, in my opinion, is because some of the information people just didn't know. It was shocking to hear, right? When I would say, but actually in retrospect, after becoming more studied and more read, I recognized that 60% of what we listened to was bullshit, right? And a lot of that was coming from Umar, how he was 75% of such and such. And I mean, coming up with these statistics, but he does it so confidently. And he's already built this trust rapport with you or whatever that you like, oh, for real. But if you look, the funniest thing to do is to go back and watch any of that shit when 10 years later and for you to realize it's stupid.
Yeah. When he said, he quoted something and it's not factual. It's just, he quoted, the Black dollar stays in the Black community for X amount of time. That is not actual. It's impossible for us to figure that out. It is supposed to give you an idea of how long the Black dollar stays in the Black community. But when he quoted it like it was facts, that let me know right there. I was like, yeah, because it was a woman.
Yeah.
It was a woman that came up with that. There was a whole situation behind how she came up with that. But he quoted it like it was a fact. And I was like, that's not true. There's literally no way.
It's like he's supposed to be a scholar. When I saw him, because a lot of people don't know this, and I forgive or understand that a lot of people won't know this, right? But so even if you don't know this, I wouldn't judge you for it because it's not common knowledge, but from a scholar, they're supposed to know. The Willie Lynch letter is fake, right? And if you're well read, you understand from reading it why it's fake, right?
Yeah.
And even just reading it, you should be able to tell if you like put the context together. But the person who wrote it, the Black man that wrote it, came clean. Yeah. And said, I just made it up or whatever and all this kind of stuff. Eventually, after it went, where everybody was quoting it, he had to admit that, I made the shit up or whatever. But you would think that Umar would know that. You're supposed to be a scholar. You should have been one, but he was one of the main ones with the Willie Lynch syndrome and how dare you be stupid?
Yeah, he's in the same, and even it doesn't even stop there. Even with he says that he's a psychologist, but he's dated in his information.
Very much.
Very much. He's not. And if you look at his Instagram, like I know someone, he has a few degrees in physics. He's constantly posting up different things that are going on because that's his, his area of expertise. Umar is not on that. And his information, the information that he's pushing off on Black people is textbook, but it's not applied knowledge. He does not have any applied knowledge. It may have came from a textbook, but he doesn't know how the method to apply it.
Right.
So if it sounds good in our community, they'll just run with it. I call that plantation knowledge.
I know that. Look, that sounds about right, honey.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to let the rest of her video play and trigger warning. Okay.
Okay.
He has taken so much from me. He has attempted to kill me on so many levels. It ain't even funny. My family knows what's going on with this man, but he will not stop. He is insane with his shit. You need to watch out and not receive the things that he say. Ain't nowhere in the world I let him tell me nothing about my children when he's out there being a perverted man looking and messing with children and women. I wouldn't give him shit. And I have documentation to prove what I'm saying. The man is not legitimate at all. He is not a legitimate person. And who gives a damn if somebody got a fucking doctor's degree when they don't know how to treat a human being? He has held me captive for the last 4 years of my life. I want out. Let me go. Let me go, Dr. Umar. Do the people know that you call light-skinned women bitches and hoes and dirty-ass motherfuckers? That's all he ever calls me. He don't even know my name to call me by my name. He just chooses to call me dirty hoe or a bitch. That's his language that he uses for me. But yet he wants to tell the world what to do and how to do and where to be and all that kind of stuff. But yet he can't even do it himself. He ain't never manned up on this woman. Not one time. He has hurt my family so much it ain't even funny. Told me so many things and there is no truth to it. The man is a fake ass nigga. And I want my motherfucking money. He took my car. He cost me my car. He caused me to be stabbed over 14 times. This is the due of this man. This is what he does. He sits upon you and causes you to have all kind of havoc in your life. Dr. Umar Ifan Tunde. Dr. Umar Abdullah Johnson Ifan Tunde. This is who y'all 27,000, 60,000 people run in after. A man who chooses women similar and then marks them by colors to be able to identify his funky ass lie that he done told a woman.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a second because, again, this is the second reference we've heard from a woman that he's been with that he is also colorist. Yeah. They say that Umar does not like, he says that Snow Bunny's never, black queens forever, but you can't be too black.
Okay. Actually, all of the women that have come to me have a particular skin color. I think he wants light-skinned women to.
So you've seen that. You've seen that too. That they're all light.
Yeah, he doesn't like dark-skinned women, but his mother calls him Blackie. I don't know if that's. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's. I have a friend we used to call Black. He died on a motorcycle, but it wasn't. He was a darker skin, but it wasn't a derogatory. I don't know why she calls him Blackie, but his name is Blackie, and she also calls him the devil. So there,
wow.
Well, your mother calls you the devil. That's different.
Wow.
That's different.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna let her play.
And then he gets him on them and then looks in on them while they could possibly be using the bathroom or anything. He knows all about him. If he's your man, he know your social security number and your ass where it begins and where it ends. You better know who that man is. You better know who he is. Tried to steal my identity. For the last 4 years, he's attempted to kill my life at least 7 times over. He made me a homeless woman and allowed me to live out on the street as he continued to take away from my program and have several women on top of me. Now, you've seen my Facebook, you've seen my post out there once before when I said that this man told me I was his woman. He ain't never come to me yet. Who is this man that calls himself a doctor? Y'all better know who y'all serving and who y'all giving y'all's time and y'all's money to. He ain't nothing but a crook. Where's that money that he put up for that school? You'll never see it. You'll never see it. Because he already spent it. He buys pussy for $500 a while. Ask him. $500 a while. He said he can't never get too close to a woman because he got so much shit going on. But we know that ain't true. Now, don't we? The lady that got the blue motherfucking lipstick on her lips. And all them other women that he covers his ass with. Because he ain't man enough to cover his own shit.
Okay, so that was the end of her video. Girl, all right, so just even thinking about this, even though it's clear, she's had an experience. But here's the thing, even through, her trauma, you can hear some similarities in the stories of the other women. When she's talking about he knows your ass in and out, it sounds like what I'm hearing you talk about, how he's, tries to micromanage and all that kind of stuff. And when she says he classifies a woman by, like that sounds like that, whatever the hell is wrong with him, this OCD situation or whatever. I don't believe this woman lied on him. No, I just don't.
And then the other thing is, all my texts I haven't dropped out, but I have text of me pleading, begging him to get the fuck out of my space. Like, take your people, because he'll send people into your space.
What does that mean? When you're saying that he'll send people into your space, what does that mean?
Just like into my life, into where I am to try to get information. I was different than the other girls. Some women will come and be like, oh, I own my own home. I do this, I do that. I got this, I got that. Even talking to women that have came to me that, on the low, I'm not a person that leads with that stuff. I've never done it. I have never done it because I'm in spaces where it's considered pretentious. You don't need to do all of that. But for some other women that are, and they should be very proud of their accomplishments, they lead with that. I do not. So he didn't know what I had. And I wasn't telling them shit. So a lot of people are like, oh, you're out here looking like my shit's already built. He don't know where I live. He doesn't know anything. But he looks for women that he can take advantage of. And I think that them leading with that maybe hooks him on, you know, but I never did that with him. He doesn't know anything about me.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know how old I was until recently.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So-
another thing. The whole when he was talking about the whole you have like I guess you had told Lennon that he was talking about getting you pregnant and stuff like that, and he was basically he said something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing, why would I want to get a 40-something-year-old woman like the way that he said it was so distasteful to me because number one, nigga, you 50, but number two, what do you mean? So this means when you do, because he's always talking about having more kids, even though clearly
he forgets he already knew when I came to Philly, I brought my chart with me. Like I said, here, this is my medical. He didn't want to see it. I don't have anything or any. I told him I got a shot the week before I went out there because I was about to get, sexually active. I took care of all of that stuff. I told him. But he knew why he took that condom off. He thought I couldn't get pregnant. Umar's not trying to have any kids because Umar doesn't like kids. He likes, maybe likes other people. He's not good with them, but he doesn't want any kids of his own. But at the time, he doesn't realize that you don't know what's going on with me. You don't know that I'm almost a year out and I could not have that shot be working. You know what I'm saying? You're not even aware of what's going on with me, and you're taking off the condom. That's a problem. And he's had issues where girls have gotten pregnant before, and they've had to get abortions because
yes. What is with this? I've been hearing about abortions, trans women, just all type. Like I've been literally hearing the most. Now, some of the stuff I felt like I heard it back in the day, but like it's everything's starting to resurface and kind of like make sense now. I don't believe he got too much longer to be doing this bullshit.
I just recently found out that he didn't want kids. One of the ladies before, I was like, this dude's trying to get me pregnant, and I don't want any kids. My 16-year-old is almost there. What the hell I look like starting over? Anybody. But me and her were talking, and she told me her story, and I'm like, God damn. She was pregnant. She's been with him for a long time. And she had to make that decision, but she made it without him because based off of how he was treating her, and come to find out she just made the best decision. But she's not the only person. This has happened with another woman. So I'm thinking that he probably wanted to get me pregnant, but he just really is sloppy. And he don't want to wear a condom.
Wow. Don't want to wear it. So, and thank you so much, Kimmy J, for the super chat. She says, this is very informative, and I'm glad that we're in a space and able to discuss this. Thank you, Siobhan, for sharing this. Yes, thank you. And thank you very much, Siobhan, because it's important that people know who this Negro is, because he's sitting on them steps with them musty clothes on, talking about snow bunnies and shit, and school. And you know what I'm saying? And it's not who he is. It is not who he is. I'm going to ask you a question. If you had to, in an official capacity, answer this question, is Umar a sexual deviant?
Absolutely.
Give us an example.
The poly situation has nothing to do with him having two wives. Umar doesn't want to be married. The poly has everything to do with you being groomed into doing menage a trois, or as I call it, in a twosome. But it has everything that he wants two women together.
Do you think he wants the women to perform together as well?
I'm sorry, say again.
Do you think that he wants the women to be sexual with each other as well as with him?
Absolutely. He said in the text he didn't want me on her, but he wanted her in there. And I'm like, okay. That's the next guess what? You know what I'm saying? This is why he's a danger for college girls, because he's going to put you in a position to do something. Even if it's not pregnancy, you'll be in that position. You'll have to make an immediate choice. And if it's something that you can't live with, you're not going to get any consoling. It's not going to be like consolement from him. Even if he tries to do backdoor actions with one of these girls, he can hurt her. And then you're not going to get any support from him if things go wrong. Like any, you know. And it's not necessarily, it's all of it. It's the action after it. When I left the house at that 2:00 in the morning, it wasn't about me leaving the house at 2:00 in the morning. Because like I said, I was in the house for 7 days. I was ready to go any damn where. The issue was the complete disconnect of having me out there and feeling like that. And not feeling no way about it. That's why I say he does not have feelings. Like, he can fake it. He can fake them, but he has what did she say? Asperger's? Autism?
Yeah. I think it's worse than that. I think
but yeah. I'm saying, as far as where his emotion, he's vacant. He's emotionally vacant. Where some things you think, like he had a live where he was like, hold on, because I don't want to cry again.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Siobhan? Okay, there. I think we're back now. Uh-oh. Your volume is out now. Okay. Well, while she's getting that, I'm going to, can you hear us? She's probably having some technical difficulties. Siobhan, if you can hear me. Okay, she came back. Let me put her back.
So sorry.
That's okay. Oops. You're fine.
Yeah. You okay? So, I don't even remember where I was. I was so mad about the laptop going. Jesus.
Oh, you're fine. You were about to talk about some of the dangers that women could be in.
Yeah, he's a wreck. And he's not the type of man that is like, if you have to go and make a decision like abortion, you're not going to get consolement, because that's not just a one action type deal. From what I'm pick up from these women, is something that lingers after,
Yeah.
You're not going to get that console that he's not going to be able to be there for you.
I see. And would you say that Umar is abusive?
He has the potential to be abusive. He has never abused me, but he's abusive in other ways. So I think that he's financially abusive. I believe that he has the ability to be a reproductive abuser, which is a serious thing. He's emotionally abusive. He does have the potential to be physically abusive. I've seen the signs. So yeah. And I'm working on.
Does Umar care about the Black community?
No.
And why would you say that?
I'm sorry?
Why would you say that?
Because he appeal to the deficit, for one, and he wouldn't inflict any more evil on the Black community. He's not, even in his college days, he didn't start anything grassroots. He wasn't involved with anything that's still standing. Most of these men that are dedicating their lives to this work, they initiate this during college. You were in college for 20 years. You don't have anything that you started or that you've put your blood, sweat, and tears in for your people. You just came up with the school.
That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no. I don't think that.
No, you don't believe that school is going to open neither, do you?
No, hell no. I think at one point, I think that he might have had the intention on opening it, but it's brought fame, it's brought all this other stuff, and it's um, far more than what he could have ever dreamed. And he's fine where it is right now. He just needs y'all to keep putting them, not y'all, but the donors,
Donation.
yeah, keep pushing them donations so he can fund his celebrity lifestyle.
So I was listening to a couple of things that you said, and even like through research, would you say that probably not based on what he said? I don't think that Umar is actually a conscious person, right?
No.
So this stuff with blonde hair, weave, makeup, diet, and how he tries to act like he's into metaphysical stuff, which we can like, if those of us that are into that, we can tell that he's not. Yeah. But like, how would you assess him on that? The whole weave, blonde hair, you can't like, he don't really care about that, do we?
No, he's not that invested in women. Your purpose is to do what he asks and for sex. That's what your purpose is. In his eyes, that's what you're useful for. And then you have other things that he can use you for. He can use you for deflecting some drama, or whatever, but he doesn't spend any quality time with women to care that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's not going to marry. If he does marry, it's going to be for show. I think he likes the ideal of it, but he doesn't want to work.
It's obvious. A man that age, especially that's that visible and popular, if he wanted a wife, he would have a wife. He doesn't want a wife.
These women that have come to me they're amazing. They're amazing women. We all are, but he didn't spend enough time trying to get to know them because he's not interested in that.
See. And so back to just a little bit, because these are the questions that people are sending me. Okay. Umar is lousy in the bedroom, right? So all of this stuff about I did not go down on her. Is that like he just lied?
Yeah. He's not great with, I would lie about it too. I mean, if I was going down on a woman and I wasn't that great, I wouldn't be hyping myself up either. You know what I mean? But he did. I mean, I didn't know that it was going to be a back and forth about it, but I think that I didn't ask him to do it, and he wanted to do it again. That's why I posted that text message. I am a little bit more forward with oral, and I told him that that's my thing. And he's a fan of it. He could not wait to tell the world he got what he got. So
he couldn't. I mean, he literally sounded like a teenage boy that had just got some head. Like, that's what it sounded like to me. But listen,
that's why
I don't know.
I said, you tell people I text you where you pee at. You don't see them say nothing.
I saw a text message. I think, you put it. I think he put it out, and you just reshare what he put out. The text message that I think, even though it wasn't what people could consider extremely explicit, but I feel like it was private. I feel like that qualifies as revenge porn.
Yeah, I removed all damn loyalty barriers, everything. There is no privacy between me and him anymore.
You might need to take, but I'm saying you might have some legal grounds with that, because he literally made that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, we on top of that.
Horrible. Good, good.
Here's the thing. This is people like, well, you came out and you talked about your mother. This man sent people in my space.
Oh, I'm going to interview another man that he has been harassing and sending his goons after. Umar, people think it's a joke. He's dangerous. Yeah. Umar is dangerous. And because, go ahead.
Oh, no, I think he didn't know, because like I said, he doesn't ask you a whole lot about your personal life. He just you're there for him. So I would tell him, he would ask me what I'm doing. I was like, I'm at the gun range. I'm here, I'm doing training or whatever else. And even the stuff that he was saying, like, what damn Kansas City girl has agreed to run up on me? I walk around with straps on me. I'm that, I'm just like into that type of stuff, not because I want to be a Billy badass, but I'm an Army brat and we're preppers. Like, I've never had any problems with anybody. I don't have any drama in the city. I just I was like, who are you talking to? But he doesn't take any time. He's very dangerous for whoever he gets next to, because if he puts somebody on like this man, you don't know anything about him. You're gonna have these black men fighting it out, and possibly somebody getting hurt over something silly.
He has doxed one of my friends. He's like, he is really reckless with that. And with his visibility, he has got to be stopped. You cannot be putting women's full names and telling men that you cannot do that. You can't, like, he's out of control. Out of control.
Yeah, we gonna get him.
Good. I definitely want to see that happen.
My kids, he should not have put my kids' stuff up there. That's all I'm saying. I know it's going to be bad because his dad doesn't say hardly. I mean, when it happened, he was like, but he hasn't said anything else about it. I just have to keep checking in with him and make it, just make sure that because I don't want him getting involved with this, losing his freedom or anything else behind this dude.
Yeah.
You got a son, you got to think about that.
Yeah.
And this guy, I got him. Don't worry about it. He said, you handle it.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. And one more question, because you've been so gracious, but we got to talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
These feet. What's going on with Umar's feet?
Hey, man.
Now, look, it sounded like it was beyond just stinking. What's wrong with these feet?
They're jacked up. He's got bad. He eats a lot of sweets. I think that is like the telltale of the body. Didn't someone's? That you're in. Isn't that how to tell you what's going on with the body? Then his days, baby. His days is numbered. His feet look like hooves.
So he got them black toenails.
Black, just black, bumpy, just oh god, bumpy. Oh god. Like he just been this whole time he's been on the road, he's just been in the shower without no shower shoes, just any kind of fungus, anything come, I don't know what his, and then his bathtub was disgusting when I was there.
Ooh.
So his feet are horrific, like a demon.
Well, he is a demon. Speaking of demons, I almost forgot about this, but like I almost wish you would have a picture of them feet, girl. Do you know the internet wanted to see them feet? You got a picture of them feet?
I do, but I don't want to put it out there yet because this is a slow drag. But I will tell you this: if you go to that picture where he's got on a crown and the African garb, look down at his feet. That'll give. You'll see. I don't know how no one else called it out. I looked at his teeth. I looked at his feet. And just how he does, and then the fact that he don't have no scent. Like, the guy I'm talking to now, I still remember his scent. He smells phenomenal. Umar doesn't have a scent. He doesn't smells like, yeah, he don't have a scent to him.
But them feet.
Girl, them feet is atrocious.
Anti-Afro Svengali says the feet would be revenge porn. So they probably would if they that bad and embarrassing.
Him dancing. I have a picture of him naked dancing. I got a lot of stuff on.
Well, you know, you could always cover stuff up. You know, you know
Yeah.
what? If he get to talking too much shit, humble that nigga. Humble him.
Yeah,
But
I got a lot of stuff on Umar. A lot. A lot. He's like, you
So
can't be taking pictures of me. I'm a revolutionary. I was like,
he literally says that I'm a revolutionary.
Oh yeah.
Why does he think that he has not led a revolution? He has not done shit. Why does
You
this
ain't
man
liberating nobody? You have no power.
No.
I have to remind people that this man does not have any power. He's highly popular online, but he doesn't have any power. He can't do anything to change the trajectory of Black people.
No, especially if he can't change his own trajectory. If you're living in your mother's filthy house that is Section 8 subsidized, right? What is revolutionary about that?
Not
but speaking of which,
thing. And had the audacity to call me a hood rat.
No, you're far from it. That's just him trying to avoid you. I mean, he has this is a 50-year-old man that does not own anything. His feet is nasty. His children is right. He need to go get Anissa and help. He need to help Anissa. Okay. Some of the shit that's wrong with the stuff that he's doing, I believe spiritually, is why Anissa is messed up.
I don't know too much about the spiritual. Do you think he's a warlock?
Yes. Now you said that there was a sacrifice or altar. Could you use the room, the sacrifice room or altar room, whatever that was?
Oh yeah, the ancestral spirits. He has a room. It's like a shrine to himself. Do people try to invoke themselves into themselves?
Well, I've never heard of that. But what I believe that he's doing, especially when I heard about him carrying around the entrails and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I think he is trying to summon some sort of dead spirit.
Yeah, because he hangs out in the graveyards.
He hangs out in the graveyards, yeah.
Yeah.
Were there candles around, oils?
Oh,
did you see like maybe bags of herbs?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of snails? I know, but I think I know about the snails. They're putting that on the Orisha. I'm very new at everything, but my Baba tells me what I know. But there's a lot of stuff I saw in that house I didn't understand. But on the back patio, there was like this post. It's like a round thing with a stick, and then it has the cowrie shells on it. And he had it kind of pushed out back in the corner. But I've only seen that when I've seen sacrifices.
So it's like you said, it's like maybe like a stake, and it's surrounded by cowrie shells.
Yes.
Is there like a smell near it? Is there some type of is there any like liquid around it or anything like that?
No, because it seems like it was back there for some time and he just didn't pick it. He didn't get it. Now in the home, I told you guys about the flies. And then there's stuff all over the house that's attributed to, spirituality or whatever else he is. And then the mom I'm going to tell you something else, and I haven't been able to talk about this on anywhere else, but when he came into my life, things just went really bad, really dark. Like the following year, I lost about 5 to 6 family members.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Then we had the tragedy right after that event, and nobody can understand what made that man go like that. And then I've had just stuff happen in my life that is just real dark energy.
Have you gotten a spiritual cleansing?
Yeah, a few of them.
Okay. Are you doing protection work?
I am. And then I also yesterday I have a Baba. He helps me. He's my spiritual godfather. He helps me with a lot of stuff. He sent me so many charms and stuff. And I just got a package of what was that? Paradise, something of paradise. Something grains of paradise.
Okay.
Where I will get information on how to use that, but he just sends the stuff, sends me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just do what he says, and I try to just do the best that I can. But after he left, things were wonderful. Now, one of the women, she said that she had the same incident with him. He had this thing that he would carry around and had feathers coming out of it, and it was like an egg. And she said before they had sex that he would cover it up.
Oh wow.
So
he's dead. I knew it. Q, are you hearing this? He's in. What's happening with Umar is, in my opinion, I might be wrong, but I think he is definitely under some sort of he's definitely was probably trying to do sex magic, number one, on you. So I'm glad that you got a cleansing and stuff like that. But he is, I believe, under a deep, dark possession.
Yeah.
He is literally,
you feel it on him.
You can see it. It's
really bad. I know this is crazy and won't nobody. There are certain times when the first time that I went out there, it rained, it thundered. And he was like, he opened up the curtains. He got up in like the middle of the night and he opened up the curtains, where he's a very private person, but he opened up the curtains. I know he does certain things. He left stuff in the car when he left to go back to Philly. He's an odd character. He's a very odd character.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what those things are.
Yeah, he's doing a lot. I was saying that too, Q, that he's definitely doing money work. So that he's doing a lot of spell work in order to manipulate those who will, because there's no way that it even makes sense for people to send that kind of money continuously with no ROI, and like it just doesn't make it. Right. It's something going on.
His mother has talked, and the nephew can back this up. And you've seen Lennon. She's talked a lot about the women. She will not eat. It took me a long time to get her to eat what I cooked her. Like she would just mush it all up and check it beforehand. And she's always talking about witches. She's like, she's a witch. She do funny stuff with her hands. That's her favorite thing to talk about. When me and her are together, she's like, I don't like her. She wears or she does funny things with her hands. I don't trust her. She's a witch.
Wow.
So I think that
he might, no doubt, he might be telling her that. He may be telling her that those women are witches.
She's a devout Christian. Like that, I think that was one of the issues where me changing her. So, and I respect that, but I wasn't, we're doing it, she should understand. Well, she's not really in the here and now, but I think that she would understand. I'm just trying to change her. She's had babies. She knows how nurses are.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want anybody touching her. She needs to get to a doctor and be examined.
I hope that happens soon, especially because it's something unsettling about the Norman Bates situation.
Oh, okay. You got what I was trying to throw out there.
I did. Actually, I felt that the day that when I first heard you talk about it, I don't know why I could not get that out of my mind.
It's very strong. I'm not a person to throw things like that lightly, but it's a very, very, very reasonable assumption once you see how he is.
I did. Yeah, Q, I do want you to, I would love for you to do a reading on this. But also one last question, because I think I heard you say, or someone say, Umar doesn't own that school anymore, does he?
I didn't know anything about that.
Someone said that it, I guess I could just look it up. I can go and look it up. But yeah, I've read that or heard someone say that someone else has
He
got
may
the
have
school.
transferred it, trying to get
Transferred it to
away.
someone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna look it up and see, because I wasn't sure. I just heard somebody say it.
He's got
Wow.
so many people on him for, like, Mary Loren. I try to get her on to talk to me. I can't tell people. All I can keep saying is I'm powerful. I'm powerful. I'm powerful. Trust me. Trust me. But that don't mean a lot when people, especially with us as Black people, we respond to visual, and I can't give you that visual because we're not, like, together. I can't do that online. But if women would trust me, that I would never go into this and take all of this heat and everything if I didn't know for sure that I had to be the person to take his ass down. I can get it done. If he crossed my path, I'm supposed to get this done, and I can do it. I have the people, I have the resources, but I need women to trust me.
Yeah.
Don't trust the interview type, and I can't even give you my back work. Just know that I can get your story where it needs to go.
Yeah.
And they have to not be fearful that I'm going to do anything with the information that I'm not supposed to. I work for the government. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? I can't do anything wrong, with anybody's finances or anything like that. Like he's talking about, I took his bank statements.
Girl, we knew that was bullshit. That's because that's just him setting it
He's
up.
trying
That's
to
him
pin
setting it
whatever
up.
he's done on me. But he ended up triggering an investigation on himself because they're going to go and look at every account I've touched.
Yep.
You got to be smart.
And Umar is not smart. He is not smart. He is not smart. But do you have anything that you want to say, anything that you want to get out there that you want to express to women who feel like they're their potentials? Because from what I understand, there's another woman that he's sniffing up under, who she gong-ho, spending all her money on him and all this kind of stuff. Like, what advice do you have for women, the community? What you just let it out.
My only thing is defund FDMG until some time, and let this see how things go. It's so much more coming, y'all, and I can't even tell you. It's so much more coming to this. This is not over by a long shot. For women, I'm not interested in trying to talk women out of it because I feel like that's going to drive them further in. You got to get in there and see for yourself. And I be hopeful that, everything goes okay. My main thing is for people that have been done wrong to I just need the receipts. I don't need, anything else. I'm not trying to compare who loved who more. I wasn't even in it that long. My head wasn't in it like that. I was in there as, like what we talked about. Give me the information so that I can do with it what needs to be done. And his mother has to come the hell out of there. Please stop assuming that everybody wants Umar. Please start assuming that this has nothing to do with me being scorned. It doesn't have anything to do with internet. After this is over with, I'll shut down these accounts and go on with my life. I don't care about the internet. But his mother has got to come out of that home. And in order for that to happen, I took the steps I needed to take in order to make that happen. I don't know how else to pitch it. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's fair. And we definitely appreciate that, because who would have known that this was going on? I'm sure the family, feels better at ease now that, they actually know, because from what I understand, he's isolating her from them and all that kind of stuff. It's just it's a sad thing altogether. It really is. Yeah.
She's got to come out of that home. She's not leaving the house. There's no way for nobody to live. And
Do
he's
you feel
always
like her life is in danger? Like her life she's in danger?
I believe that she's in danger. I believe that she needs to go. I even told, who I was talking to, she needs to go straight from that house, straight to the hospital. And there are people that are willing to take her waiting. They've been looking for her for years.
Wow.
But she needs to go straight from that house, straight to the hospital. And
Yeah.
but it's a process, it's a dance. But you can't let everything out, unfortunately, because they just run back with the bull. And I want to tell y'all so much stuff, Lord. I want to tell y'all so much stuff.
Well, baby,
But
tell us.
At this moment, if you are helping, you're complacent. They need to lock you up right along with him. He's sick. He's a monster.
Yeah, whoever is helping, whoever is around Umar that knows what's going on, if they're helping, they are absolutely complicit. Because here's the thing: when people get to that advanced age and they're like children. Yeah. They're like children. They need someone to advocate, defend, and protect. Like
the way that woman's bottom looked when I got her, I wouldn't let. That's not somebody who loves their mama. That's not, I tried everything. He wasn't a level of concern, like, help me, I don't know what I'm doing. If am I doing something wrong? I don't know nothing about a woman's body. That was a cocky ass man that decided to do that to his mother. And it's the reason why he don't like Christians. And it's the reason why that woman calls him a devil. He needs to go to jail. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, okay. Yeah, he needs to go to jail. That's an evil. I can't. And then it turns my stomach when people say, oh, she just wanted him.
That's low vibrational. Like, you know what?
Siobhan, I couldn't piss on that nigga the way. I don't respect nobody that do humans, even outside of this situation. That woman that was talking, these women that are coming for, I can't stand nothing like that. I can't understand it.
Yeah. And it's obvious that it concerns you. It like, even thinking about that, because we moved in, my mom and my grandmother, and my grandmother is definitely of very advanced age, and I can't even imagine her ever having to go through what Umar's mom is going through, or having, people not, taking care of her hygiene, and I can't even imagine what that lady is going through.
I couldn't leave. Like, even when I had he said something, it was like, stand up and give me a hug, because I don't want you in here hurting my mom. And I'm like, if you even had a notion of that, why do you have me in here? I think it was a good 25 minutes before I came in the house and he was out to catch a plane. He didn't say, hey, I'm bringing you over here. You're going to watch me the whole day, or watch me for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours before you take on my mom. Because I need to know that you know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
It was divine intervention. It was something divine that made it to where he let his guards down, because, like you said, it was something divine. Okay. Yep. This was an answered prayer. Yep. Or something to make it to where he let his guards down, and he let you in there long enough so that you could be the one to blow the whistle. And we're very grateful.
If you knew my background, you would be like, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly, it couldn't have been nobody else. So we'll get her out. We're going to get her out of there.
Yep. Well, Siobhan, I just want to say thank you so much for coming and talking with us. I appreciate
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
You are a doll, and I have to. We love your hair, honey. We
Oh,
love your hair.
thank you. They
We
like
love
she
your
can't be
hair,
43.
girl.
It's not stress. It's just genes. My mother is completely white.
But
Completely white.
look, if my grade was like that, baby, I would rock it. I would rock it. It's
I like
beautiful.
it. I do
It's
like it.
beautiful.
But when it first started coming in, I was like, oh no. But I get compliments about it and stuff. It's my personality. I'm an old woman.
I call us women of mature age.
Okay, I like that. I'll take that.
That's right. But yeah, thank you so very much for coming through. I
Thank you
appreciate
for having me. Thank you.
Vibers. I appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you guys for making sure we had no mammies talking shit in the chat. Amen. And yeah, we will definitely be supporting you and looking forward to and whatever we can do. If we need to send a letter or do something, whatever, we're here. We're about that life. We're about
Yeah,
that life.
my thing right now is getting the mom out. I'm in round 1. This is gonna be a slow, but I guarantee you, don't take your eyes off of it because it's gonna be. I'm just making sure I don't leave no stone unturned. But I'm gonna take him all the way to the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Get his
handle his
ass.
ass.
Get his ass.
Yeah. Indeed.
All righty.
Thank you.
All righty. Thank
All
you
right.
so very much. I will see you guys next time. Later,
Yes,
girl
ma'am.
alive.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.